Lifting in less than 5 minutes, both platforms. Platform 2, we have 63 kilo women. Lifters, we're going to start lifting in about 3 minutes. There's only a few more seconds to change your openers. No more changes to your opening attempts. Lifting starts in 3 minutes. Great. No, do it. No, they want to do it. Can we get the referees? We're going to announce the referees. You guys mind? We'll just announce everybody. Yes, both platforms. Can we get the volunteers that volunteer to spot and load on platform 1 and also platform 2? All the referees up on the platform. We'll announce them. Okay, it's good. Yeah. All the referees up on the platform. You go ahead.
We'll start with platform 1. Our head referee is Vicki Taylor Hood. Side referee, Matt Bowen. Side referee, Jeff Butt. Technical controller, Lane and Justin Smith. The technical officials for platform 2. Head referee, Linda McFeeters. Side referee, Krista Sanger. Side referee, Heather Ailes. And technical controller, Natasha Ching.
All right, we're just about set to start. Less than a minute. We have the open ladies lifting today. Who's on your platform?
Open ladies, 63 on platform 2 and 57 kilos.
All right.
47 to 57 on platform number 1.
All right, weight on the bar for platform 2 is 122.5 kilos for Daria Sambe from Ontario. We got about a few seconds left.
And we're starting with 97.5 kilos on platform number 1.
Bars loaded, platform 2.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Berg. And I'm Aracel Mateo. We're going to be doing the commentary for day 3, session 2. We're on platform 1. This is the women's Raw Open for the weight class of 47 to 57 weight class. First lifter we have up is Trisha Barbero with a squat opener of 97.5 kilos, who's representing Ontario today.
And
Bar is loaded on 197.5
good lift.
kilos. Trisha
All right, next
Barbero,
lifter.
Ontario.
Catherine Lucassen.
And those of you who are watching at home, Trisha is wearing an SBD knee sleeves along with an SBD singlet. SBD Canada is a sponsor for this competition. And the lift is good.
Barbero, 90.75
The next lifter we have up is Nidhi Vashti with a squat opener of 105 kilos, representing Ontario.
Representing Ontario, the athlete, Nidhi Vashti. Thank you. The bar is loaded.
All right, bars loaded for Catherine.
And Nidhi's lift is good.
Loaders, please. 107.
Our next lifter is Wendy Mehta with a squat of 117.5 kilograms. That's 259.04 pounds, who's representing Ontario today.
Good lift, black 1-2. Next lifter. We have Miriam Schwab, 130 kilos.
The bar is loaded. Wendy Mehta, Ontario.
And as you can see, Bindi is wearing an SBD Eclipse singlet. That is part of SBD's new lineup right now. We would also like to take a shout out to Alico on both our platforms today. And during the entire competition, Alico racks, plates, and bars are being used on the platforms. And Bindi's lift is good.
Loaders, please. 122.5 kilos.
Our next lifter is Anita Romano with a squat of 122.5 kilos. That is 270.07 pounds, representing Ontario. We have a lot of Ontario lifters.
Yeah, we do.
Romero, the bar is loaded.
And lift is good, black 1-2. Next lifter. 135 now for Alexa, Alberta.
She's got a strong setup over here.
I think this is the first lifter we see that's actually wearing flat Converse and not squat shoes.
Yep.
Bars loaded, black 1-2.
Now, unfortunately, she did not get that lift due to a failure to complete the lift in strength. Now, it is important for the safety of the spotters and loaders that athletes are expected to stay with the bar. But she does have a second and third attempt. She will probably try and redo that attempt again. Now, athletes do have 1 minute after completion of the lift to get in their next attempt. Otherwise, if the lift is successful, it will automatically go up 2.5 kilos, or if they didn't get the weight, it'll be the same weight put on the bar. Right now we have Sangeeta Jabalahajam with a squat of 127.5 kilos. That's 281.09 pounds, representing Ontario again. And the lift is good.
Loaders, please. 127.5 kilos once again.
And the next lifter we have up is Simone Lai with a squat, same weight, 127.5 kilos, representing Ontario. I swear we do have other provinces competing in this weight class.
The bar is loaded. Live.
Next lifter, Alicia Nicole, 145 kilos on two.
All right, and Simone looks like she's being coached by Tom Keene.
That was some serious depth.
No doubt. Let's see what the judges say. Lift is good. Also, we'd like to thank Athletic and Homestyles. Love your sport, love your decor. They are the ones that are supplying the hardware that every athlete here is trying to battle for this week. Our next athlete is Monika Depp with a squat of 137.5 kilos, representing Ontario.
Monika Depp, the bar is loaded.
Okay, Monika has a pretty strong setup here. And you'll note she is wearing an SBD belt with the SBD Eclipse singlet. And judges say, lift is good.
Wow.
Next up, we have Stephanie Keene, spouse of Tom Keene. These are two incredibly strong individuals. This is a power couple right here. Stephanie is opening up with 140 kilos.
The bar is loaded for Keene.
Next lifter, Elizabeth. And Joan, 150.
Stephanie has a nice strong setup here.
Bars going to platform 2 for Elizabeth.
And lift is good. Now, athletes will not get the start command unless they are completely locked out after their walkout. So their knees are locked out and shoulders are back. And then the two-sided referees, once they see that, they will put their hands down. The head referee will give the squat command. Now we're on to attempt 2 of flight A. Trisha Barbero's on now with a squat second attempt of 102.5 kilos.
The first lifter will be Trisha Barbero, Ontario, 102.5. Barbero, the bar is loaded.
Now Trisha is competing in the 52 weight class.
Bars going to platform 2 for Mehta.
And lift is good for Trisha.
Barbero. Loaders, please, 110 kilos. Platform 1.
And that's a good lift for Mehta. Next lifter, same weight.
Next athlete we have up is Niti Vashi with a squat of 110 kilos. That's 242.51 pounds, representing Ontario.
Vashi, your bar is loaded.
Now, for a lift to be considered good, they need 2 out of the 3 white lights from the judges. And that is a good lift.
platform 1, please.
Okay, and this is Anita Romano coming back with 122.5 kilos. Now, in order for an athlete to stay in the competition, they need to get at least one squat, one bench, one deadlift. So unfortunately, she did miss her opener. Now she needs to get her second. If she doesn't get it, she does have one more opportunity, but she needs to get at least one of these 3 lifts to stay in the competition.
Next lifter, 155, Teresa Young from Ontario. Next 2 lifters have the same weight, 155.
It's okay, guys. She's still got a 3rd attempt at this. Good job, spotters and loaders. Our spotters and loaders really do make our competition. We can have as many athletes as we want, but if we don't have these spotters and loaders keeping our athletes safe, the competition cannot go on. And all these spotters and loaders are doing this on their own time. It's all volunteer positions.
125 kilos being requested by Wendy Mehta.
Our next athlete up on platform 1 is Wendy Mehta with a squat second attempt of 125 kilos.
Mehta, the bar is loaded.
And that's good for Teresa. Final lifter. First squat attempts. Shannon Much from Ontario, 155. Bar is loaded for Shannon.
Now, athletes do get a solid 1 minute to start their attempt, so they can take as long as they need to set up. Now, that was a good lift. Now, you'll notice she did get 1 red. That red was for a red light infraction, which is for depth. Now, in this sport, in order for a squat to fully pass, it needs to go below parallel, meaning the crease above the hip joint needs to surpass the top of the knee. Sangeeta is up now with a squat of 135 kilos. Arisa, looks like we're going to have a pretty good battle here, hey?
I believe it. I'm just looking at Monika Depp, and she, if it serves me correct, she's sitting in 4th in worlds right now for IPF.
That is crazy.
So we're going to see some big things here in this session.
And Sangeeta's lift was good. It's interesting you bring up worlds because you need to win your weight class at nationals in order to be the first runner to go to worlds in our country. You can you can sign up and try and be an alternate, but to guarantee that spot to represent our nation, you need to get first place.
It's pretty impressive. Just to clarify for those of you guys at home, there are 2 different weight classes here again, 47 and 52. So if you're looking at it, you're going to see that some of these numbers, they're still significantly high, but very impressive either way. So just take a look at the weight classes when you're taking a look at your athletes here.
Simone Lai just went with a 135 kilo squat, and the lift was good. All right, looks like Monika Depp is going to chip her record. Now, what chipping means is adding 0.25 onto the current record. Other than that, though, all attempts must be done in dividends of 2.5 kilograms. So this is a Canadian record attempt right now.
Monika Depp, Ontario, Canadian record attempt on platform.
Now, like Arisol was saying, like, look at these weight classes. She is in the 52 weight class, which means her body weight is below 52 kilos, and she is literally doing almost triple.
Almost triple.
Triple her body weight. Yeah, thanks for the math on that. Strong setup.
Easy.
And judges? Lift is good. Congratulations,
That
Monika.
was-
You now got the Canadian
That was
attempt.
undeniably at depth.
100%. All right, next we got coming up is Stephanie Keene.
145 kilos. Correction. 146 kilos.
And now,
For Stephanie Keene, Newfoundland Labrador.
okay, so here comes a battle that we were talking about. Now, Stephanie is going to chip Monika's record. So, Stephanie's going for 146 to take that Canadian record attempt from Monika, who just completed it.
Wow.
And lift is good. Congratulations, Stephanie.
This is going to be incredible.
Now, I don't know. We're just going to assume you guys don't have the lifting cast on where you're watching right now. But we're now going to third attempts right now. This is where the real battle, this is a huge battle begins right now. So what you're witnessing right now is going to be a pretty good session right now. Next up, we have Trisha Barbero. She is going for 105 kilo squat for her third attempt.
Trisha Barbero, Ontario, the bar is loaded.
That was a battle, but let's see what the judges say. That is a good lift.
Phenomenal, phenomenal work. And that was her third lift, so now she's got some time to rest. And we're seeing Nidhi Vashi come up with 115 kilos. For those of you guys, it's 253 pounds.
115 kilos, the bar is loaded.
And again, she's in the 47 weight class. So this is 53.53 pounds. Again, this is almost 2.5 times her body weight.
Yep.
She is squatting right now.
Yep.
All right, and lift is good. Now, it is a majority decision as one of the refs did red light her, but you know what? It doesn't matter because you got 2 out of the 3 white lights.
Amanda, what is your ref here for MPA and a CPU ref? What does the numbers stand for when they get red lighted?
So,
Specifically number 1.
We'll explain it right after. Nita's right on the platform right now. She needs this squat to stay in this competition. So if you're cheering at home, get behind her right now because she needs this to stay in the comp. Come on, Nita! Unfortunately, she did not get it due to strength. Now, Nita can stay in the competition. She can continue on with it. She just will not get a total at the end. And without a total, she does not get a placing. However, like I said, she's more than welcome to stay in the competition to complete her bench and deadlift as well. Going on now to Wendy Mehta with a squat of 130 kilos. Now, as Aerosol was saying, what the numbers mean on the infractions. So for squat, the red means failure for depth. The blue card is a failure to assume a locked out position at the start and completion of the lift, any downward movement of the bar, any double bouncing at the end, and the yellow, the third light, it's a series of different things. It could either be moving stepping forward or backwards with your feet, failure to follow the commands. If the spotters or loaders, you touch the bar during it, contact with your elbows on your thighs to aid in the lift. Any dropping or dumping of the bar onto the spotters and loaders, that's a red card. That's a yellow infraction, excuse me. And an incomplete lift. Now, Bindi did get her lift. That is a good lift.
Loaders more. 140 kilos now.
So coming up, we have Simone Lai.
47 kilos.
She is about to squat in her third attempt at 140 kilos, which is 308.65 pounds.
Simone Lai, Ontario, 140 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Next lifter, Emily Zerlinden. 175, same weight for Emily. Bars loaded, platform 2 for Emily.
Jennifer Grace. Maverick. And we'd also like to thank Maverick Performance Systems for sponsoring the session. Unfortunately, Simone did not get that lift, and it was due to depth. Now, like I said earlier, in order for it to meet depth, the crest of your thigh above your hip joint needs to go below the top of the... Failure to bend the knees and lower the body until the top of the surface of the legs at the hip joint is lower than the top of the knees. In other words, they need to break parallel.
Coming up, we have Sangeetha coming up for her third squat at 142.5 kilos. That is 314.16 pounds. She's from Ontario.
Unfortunately, Sangeetha just didn't have it in her, but you know what? She's now on to her bench as well. Now, here comes the battle. Monika Depp now is chipping the record that Stephanie Keene did. Now, she's not just chipping it. She's actually going up to 150.5 kilos.
That is 331.80 pounds.
That is wild. And may we remind you guys, these women are 52 in the kilo weight class. Now, that doesn't mean they weigh 52 kilos. That means their body weight has to be between 47.1 and just under 52 kilos. So these are feather light women.
For those of you at home, you should be cheering this on. This is incredible.
Unfortunately, she did not get it because she did move her feet. And there was downward movement on the bar. However, that was a fantastic battle. She knows it's in her. Now up we have Stephanie Keene with the same weight squat. She's going to try, although right now she has the Canadian record. She's just going to secure. She's basically upping her own Canadian record.
Wow.
And that is a strong.
That is a good lift.
Yes, it is.
3 lights. Wow.
That is insane.
Congratulations to Stephanie Keene for for hitting that Canadian.
No doubt. Now, we're on to Flight B. Now, all of Flight B is the 57. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 women battling out in the 57 Raw Open. Now, the last flight, it was between, we had 47s, 52s. So we had 2 weight classes. But this one flight, these 7 women are battling it out for 3 spots on that podium with 1 chance of getting a guaranteed spot on our national world stage. So right now we have Tiffany representing Saskatchewan with an open squat of 110 kilos. And lift is good.
Good lift, Bolingbroke. Floaters, please, 110 kilos.
Monty. How do you pronounce Vicki's last name?
Representing Manitoba.
How do you pronounce Vicki's last name?
Next 2 lifters, same weight platform.
Vicki Bowie, Manitoba, the bar is loaded.
Okay, up next we have Vicki Bowie coming up on her first squat at 110 kilos, which is 242.51 pounds. She's hailing from Manitoba.
Hometown girl who's going to be battling out with another one of our hometown girls, Janelle Vandenbosch. And lift is good. All right, so like I said, our other hometown girl we're cheering on is Janelle Vandenbosch. Fun fact, this is Janelle's 4th national competition.
She is no stranger to this. She's a veteran in the powerlifting game. Someone to watch constantly. Hailing from Manitoba as well.
This woman has been lifting for the past 7 years. And she is coached by her partner, Devin Lafreniere.
Next lifter.
What a strong lift. Is it going to be good?
Lift is good.
It's good. 3 white lights. All right, we have Jordana Tessa Maya coming up with on her first squat with 112.5 kilos. That is 248.02 pounds.
We totally just said Vicki. I butchered it. I was like, now, unfortunately, she did get a... Okay, now, like I was saying before, if you're just tuning in now, in order for the athletes to get the start command, they need to be standing erect with their knees locked out. They have a minute to start their lift. And her lift was good.
Okay, so coming up we have Emma Silverman. For her first squat, she's doing 117.5 kilos at 259.04 pounds. She hails from Ontario, and she actually is the gym owner of Make Your Mark.
The athlete on one will be Emma Silverman.
We'd also like to thank our judges today, our officials. Sitting in the head chair is Vicki Taylor Hood. Our side referees are Matthew Bowen and Jeff Butt. And our technical controller for this platform is Eileen Bishop.
All right, good catch, starters. Next lifter, platform 2, Alicia McCool, 155. Next two lifters on platform 2, same weight, 155.
Now, Emma's squatting 117.5 kilos. That is just over double her body weight. And that is a good lift.
Good lift for Silverman. Floaters, 127.5 kilos now.
Okay, up next we have Cassandra Werth. She's doing her first squat at 127.5 kilos. That is 281.09 pounds. She hails from Quebec. Says here that her goals for this contest is to PR in all her lifts and enjoy her first experience at Nats.
All right, good catch, squatters. Next lifter, same weight, Allison Scott, 155. Same weight for Allison.
And that lift was good.
Worth.
Bar load for Allison.
Floaters, please. 150 kilos.
Up next we have Nicola Paviglianiti.
Pavigilante.
I
It's Italian.
apologize for that one. She's coming in with her first squat at 150 kilos. That is 330.69 pounds.
This is the largest. This is the largest squat opener for this flight. And that is a good lift by majority decision. Now,
Floaters, please.
she did receive one red, and that was due to depth.
Up next, we have Tiffany Bolingbroke
115 kilos
with her second squat at 115 kilos, which for those of you who are like me who can't count in kilos, it is 253.53 pounds. She's hailing from Saskatchewan and looking for big things here.
Tiffany Bolingbroke, the bar is loaded.
That was such a good fight from Tiffany,
And that lift was good.
and that was a good lift.
Good lift for Bolingbroke. Same weight, please, on platform 1, 150 kilos.
Bar loaded, 162.5.
All right, and Vicki, hometown girl, is up next with a squat of 115 kilos.
Platform 1,
She is going to being coached by Thea,
the bar is loaded.
who is part of Apex Elite, who is one of our competition sponsors.
You got this. Be confident. Stay tight.
Vicki does train out of movement performance here in Winnipeg. And that was a good lift for Vicki.
Coming up, we have Janelle Vandenbosch coming in for her second squat at 117.5 kilos. That's 259.04 pounds. Again, she's from Manitoba. She currently trains out of Brick House, which is a local gym here in Winnipeg.
363 pounds.
Just as I said before, this is not her first go at things here. She did win Westerns in 2017, which happened to be in the same building.
Janelle, you got this. Janelle is being handled by her partner, Devin Lafreniere. That was a solid squat, but let's see what the judges say. Fantastic. That was a good lift. Now, just so the viewers are at home are aware, although we're commentating on this, we don't actually have a clear view of the platform. Now, our officials, we support them, and whatever decision they make, we support.
Jordana's Tessa Maya, Ontario. Bar is loaded.
Jordana's Tessa Maya is up now with her second attempt at 120 kilos. Repping Ontario. That is a good lift.
Up next, we have Emma Silverman. She's coming in for a second squat at 122.5 kilos. That is 270.07 pounds. She's coming straight from Toronto.
Emma Silverman.
Bar is loaded. Last and final squat attempt for this flight. Bar loaded.
This is 5 kilos heavier than Emma's last squat. And that was a good lift.
Coming up, we have Cassandra Werth. On her second squat, she's doing 135 kilos at 297.62 pounds. She's hailing from Quebec.
Cassandra Werth.
Cassandra Werth is an aerospace engineering officer in the Canadian Armed Forces.
All right, strong setup from Cassandra here. Now, she was told to react, and it was because her knees were not locked out. However, she still has 30 seconds, less than 25, excuse me, to start her lift. And lift was good.
Loaders, please.
Up next, we have Nicola coming back for her second squat at 155 kilos. She wants to give a huge shout out to her mom, who came to from Calgary just to come and watch.
Vicki Bowie, the bar is loaded.
You got this, Monika. You got this, girl. Stay confident, big breath. You got this.
This is a nice, strong setup. And that is a good lift by majority decision. She did receive 1 red due to depth.
With 117.5 kilos.
Right now we have Tiffany Bolingbroke coming in for her third squat at 117.5 kilos. That's 259.4 pounds, 04 pounds. Just want to say a big thank you to LVD Media. They are our media sponsors, I believe, for this year's Nationals.
First athlete of round 3 will be Tiffany Bolingbroke, Saskatchewan.
So if you're looking for your famous pictures,
Bar is loaded.
give them a shout.
That was a battle. That is what a third attempt is supposed to look like.
Good lift.
And it was a good lift.
Loaders clean.
That was a very good fight.
120 kilos now.
All right, we have Vicki coming up for her third squat at 120 kilos. That is 264.55 pounds. Again, she's from Manitoba.
Third attempt, Bowie, Manitoba. The bar is loaded.
Vicki is wearing an SBD singlet. SBD Canada is a sponsor for this event as well.
That was a phenomenal fight from Vicki.
And that was a good lift.
That was a good lift.
Loaders, please. 125 kilos. Big red plates, please. Jordana's Tessa Maya, Ontario.
Our next lift is Jordana's Tessa Maya with a squat, third attempt squat of 125 kilos. This is 5 kilos heavier than her last squat and 12.5 kilos heavier than her first squat.
Tessa Maya, the bar is loaded.
And judges say lift was good.
3 white lights. All right, we have Janelle coming back for her third squat at 125 kilos, 275.58 pounds.
She'd also like to wish a happy 30th birthday to our very own meet director, Matthew Bowen.
For those of you who are watching, he's on this side. He's one of the side refs.
And judges say lift was good.
Vandenbosch. Loaders, please. 127.5 kilos.
Okay, we have Emma Silverman coming up for her third squat at 127.5 kilos. That is 281.09 pounds. Again, she's from Ontario.
The bar is loaded.
Now this is our third last squat of this session. After this, there will be a 10-minute break between squats and bench, and again another 10-minute break between bench and deadlifts. Okay, she got it.
Loaders, please. 140 kilos. 140 kilos. Troisième essai, third attempt.
Okay, we have Cassandra Werth coming up on her third squat. She's going for 140 kilos. That is 300 pounds, 308.65 pounds.
And that squat is good. Our final squat of this session goes to Nicola for 160 kilos. This is 5 kilos heavier than her second attempt, and actually the heaviest squat for this session. Now, this is 352.74 pounds. She is in the 57 open women's weight class.
I just want to give a big shout out to those spotters again. As an athlete, it's nice to know when you're hitting some heavy weight that
Somebody's got
here
your
to
back.
watch you. Yeah.
100%. And again, we'd like to thank this session's sponsor, Maverick Performance Systems. And judges. 3 white lights. This is a good lift. Now we will have a 10-minute break between squats and bench lift.
Platform 1 of the 2020 CPU National Powerlifting and Bench Press Championships in Winnipeg. Platform sponsors are Maverick Performance Systems, MPS. We're 10 minutes away from more action. 30 seconds left to make your final changes on platform 1 to your first attempt. No more changes to first attempt on platform 1. Less than 1 minute remaining to the first attempt on platform number 1. Spotter loaders, please take your positions. Technical officials, please take your positions. Platform 1, 55 kilos on the bar. The first athlete from Ontario will be Sangeeta Janelle.
All right, we are back. We are now starting our bench portion of our session. We have Sangeeta up for the first bench, and she is opening up with 55 kilos. This is just above her body weight.
Just a reminder that we cycled back to 47.52.
Yes.
Yep.
And she's in the 52 open weight class, and she's opening up with 55 kilos. Now, the bench, there's a little more you have to look for as a referee. The side referees are ensuring that the feet are still planted on the floor. The bench, her butt, her shoulders, and her head are planted to the bench, and her arms are locked out. If those things are not done, she will not get the start command. And in order for her to get the press command, the bar has to be motionless on her chest, not a pause, motionless. And Sangeeta got that. The lift was good.
60 kilos, please, on platform number 1.
Next up, we have Nidhi Vashi coming in for her first bench at 60 kilos, which is 132.28 pounds. Again, she's hailing from Ontario. This is the flight that is stacked with a bunch of Ontarians.
Vashi, the bar is loaded.
All right, here we go.
Now, some lifters, you'll notice, will ask for a handoff. Other lifters will not.
Catherine, 57.5 kilo first bench press attempt. Catherine's from Ontario.
And it's all on lift athlete preference. And that was a good lift. Now, openers generally are lightweight for athletes. You want to make sure you get that opener so you can stay in the competition.
Coming up, we have Trisha Barbero. She's coming in for her first bench at 60 kilos as well. Again, that is 132.28 pounds.
Next lifter, Ariel Sandy from Ontario, 65 kilos. So lifters have
As Amanda said, it's super important for you to listen to the commands of the refs before you make any movements.
And particularly in bench, you get 3 commands. You get start, press, and rack.
bar is loaded for Dario.
And that is a good lift.
Barbero's a good lift on platform.
And in order to get that rack command, your arms need to be locked out, just like the start of the lift. And you'll notice when the spotters and loaders load the bar, the first plate is always turned in. The purpose of that is so the referee can, all 3 referees can ensure the proper weight is on the bar. The first plate goes in, the rest of the plates are pointed outwards. We have Simone Lai up now with a 70-kilo bench press. Now, this is impressive. Remember, she is in the 47 open raw category. So this is almost double her body weight. It's 1.5 her body weight for sure.
Bar loaded for Alexa.
And she is being coached by Tom Keene. And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please, 70 kilos on platform.
Up next, we have Wendy Mehta coming in for her first bench at 70 kilos, which is 154.32 pounds. Again, she's coming in from Ontario as well.
That's loaded for Alexa. Our next lifter, Elizabeth Vandenbosch from British Columbia, 72.5 kilos.
Metta's lift is a good lift.
And that is a good lift.
And the bar is loaded for Elizabeth, platform 2. Bar is loaded.
Loaders, please, on 1, 72.5.
All right, so now we have Stephanie Keene coming in with her first bench at 72.5 kilograms. That is 159.83 pounds. She's representing Newfoundland.
52-kilo class athlete.
I may be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure she's the only non-Ontario lifter in this flight.
I'm pretty sure you're correct.
And Stephanie is being coached by her husband, Tom. Stephanie is a veteran lifter, so competition is nothing new to her.
And lift did not pass.
That was easy. What did the judges say?
Lifter,
Lift is good.
Alyssa, can you give us some insight on, if you have any, about arching when bench pressing?
It's completely up to the athlete. It's athlete preference. Some athletes choose not to bench with any arch. Some athletes are, quite frankly, should be in Cirque du Soleil. It It is absolutely amazing. Now, obviously, there's a benefit for it because the bar travels down a shorter range and the press is a shorter distance. But again, it's completely, it boils down to athlete preference for sure.
All right. Coming up, we have Monika Depp. She, with her first bench, she's hitting 77.5 kilos at 170.86 pounds. Again, Team Ontario coming out with some strong, strong ladies.
Bar loader from Miriam.
Good lift for Dick. Loaders, please.
And that is a good lift.
57.5 kilos. Starting round number 2 of flight A. 57.5
We are now starting the second rounds of bench with flight A. Next athlete is Sangeeta with a bench second opener of 57.5 kilos.
Next lifter, we have same weight. Kirsty Armstead.
The bar is loaded.
Kilo. Bar loader for Kirsty.
Now you'll notice there is knurling on the bar on the platform. Athletes cannot extend their grip on the bar to the 81 centimeter distance. And that is a good lift.
Good lift.
Same weight. 75 kilos for Shannon Much.
Loaders, please. 65 kilos.
Coming up for her second bench, this is Mimi Vashi, also from Ontario. She's coming in with 65 kilos, and that is 143.30 pounds. Just a reminder how impressive this is. She's in Women's Raw Open at 47.
That's going for Shannon. Next lifter, Allison Scott. 77.5 kilos now.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please.
Bar
65
loader for
kilos.
Allison.
65 kilos. Trisha Barbero, Ontario. The bar is loaded.
All right, next we have Trisha going for a 65 kilo bench on her second attempt.
Let's go for Allison. Next lifter, Alicia McDougall. 87.5 kilos for Alicia. 192 pound opening bench press attempt for Alicia. Big bench. Once again, we'll just have to do the demands here.
And that is a good lift.
Bars lower, platform 2 for Alicia.
Coming up, we have Simone Lai coming in with her second bench at 75 kilos. That's 165.35 pounds. Hailing from Team Toronto, or Ontario, sorry.
Representing Ontario on platform 1, Simone Lai. The bar is loaded.
You'll notice each athlete sets up a bit different. Some people set up on their traps. Some people choose to actually go right through the bench and set up the arch that way, planting their feet first and then setting up the traps. I personally like to set up my traps first. Aerosol, how do you set up your bench?
I personally like to make sure that my feet are planted well and then set up my traps. Yep.
Nice. And Simone, that was a good lift for her.
Good lift. Loaders, please.
Coming up, we have Wendy Mehta coming in with her second bench at 75 kilos, and that is 165.35 pounds. She is Team Ontario as well. I'm just going to note that yesterday, competing with 72 class, Bindi is doing a few more pounds than some of the 72 class. It's pretty impressive.
It's incredible how strong
Incredible.
these women are. I'm an 84 plus, and I can tell you some of us can't even bench that.
Exactly. She made that look very easy.
And judges say, good lift.
19.5 kilos.
Good lift, Mehta.
It's our first 200-pound bench on platform 2. 203 pounds.
On platform 1, 77.5 kilos for Stephanie Keene.
All right, we're coming up with Stephanie Keene's second bench, and that is at 77.5 kilos. That is 170.86 pounds. Again, she's hailing from Newfoundland.
Nice easy opener. That's good for Teresa. Final lifter, first attempt. Platform 2. Teresa Young, 95 kilos, 209 pound opening bench press attempt from Teresa Young from Ontario.
Good lift for Stephanie Keene.
And that was a good lift for Stephanie.
Loaders on 1, please.
Okay, so we're coming. This is where this big fight is showing up. We have Monika Depp coming up, and she is asking to load the bar with 82.5 kilos. That is 181.88 pounds.
That is 5 kilos heavier than her first attempt.
The bar is loaded. Dip.
Now remember, the big prize at the end of this, to place first at a nationals means you're guaranteed a spot on the international team for Canada. You're guaranteed a spot. You're not an alternate. You're guaranteed to go.
Open limit. Down 60 kilos. Catherine Newcastle from Ontario.
Let's see what the judges say. That is a good
Wow,
lift.
that was a good lift. 3 white lights for Monika Depp.
We're back to 60 kilos.
Okay, we're coming back with Sangeetha on her
Round 3
third
on
bench
platform
at
1,
60
in
kilos, and that is 132.28 pounds. She is also, again, Team Ontario.
Jambella Singham, Ontario. The bar is loaded.
I just want to make note again that most of these athletes are wearing SBD singlets or apparel gear.
That is correct, Aracel. And SBD Canada is a sponsor for this competition. And we'd also like to note that SBD is a sponsor for the IPF. Unfortunately, Sangeetha did not get that due to an incomplete lift. Therefore, she will get a yellow infraction. So there is no lift for Sangeetha for that. However, she does get one more attempt, so she can hit it on her thirds if she likes. Nope, my apologies. This is the third. So it's okay. She can go on the back and third. Warm up for dads.
For her third bench, Trisha Barbero is coming in with 67.5 kilos, and that's 148.81 pounds. Again, Team Ontario coming out with some really strong athletes here today.
Barbero, the bar is loaded.
That's a good lift. That's same weight now. Same weight for Alexa. Alexa's from Alberta, 154-pound second bench press attempt for Alexa. Bar is loaded, platform 2 for Alexa.
Alrighty, you'll notice some athletes actually like getting the bar in their hands first before they finish setting up. She did not get that due to downward movement of the bar.
Lowers, please. 70 kilos now.
Coming up, we have Nidhi Vashi coming with her third bench at 70 kilos, which is 154.32 pounds. Again, Team Ontario.
Vashi, Ontario. The bar is loaded.
72.5 kilos, living from British Columbia. Bar load, platform 2 for Elizabeth.
And that was a good lift for Nidhi Vashi.
Loaders on 1. We need.
Now, this is one of those battles we were talking about.
A Canadian
Simone Lai is also in the 47 open category. So the 47 category right now has Nidhi and Simone battling out for first. Simone is going to chip the national record. The national record currently right now is 75 kilos. She is going to chip it to 76 kilos right now.
76 kilos.
So she is going to do this for the Canadian record attempt, excuse me.
The bar is loaded.
And with the flip, next lifter, 77.5 kilos for Miriam, platform 2.
And Simone's going to get a handoff from the incredible Jen Cruz, who's been a beast at handoffs and platform manager today.
And that is a good lift by majority. Congratulations, Simone. You now hold the Canadian record for
Please. 77.5 kilos, another Canadian record attempt.
for the 47 open raw category. Now we have another Canadian record attempt happening right now for Bindi. She is going to chip the record for the 52 weight class. Now, if you're watching at home, we do have 3 athletes in the 52 women's raw open. We have Bindi, Stephanie, and Monika. Bindi is the first to try and take this record at 77.5 kilos. Now, if she's successful, she will hold this record. Even if it's for a matter of a minute, she still held that record. And that is a good lift.
We're looking for a real big fight here today. We have Stephanie Keene coming in with her third bench at 80 kilos.
Bar is loaded, she had 80 kilos, platform 2.
How's that not a Canadian record attempt?
Stephanie Keene, Newfoundland and
They're all
Labrador,
in
the
the
bar is
same-
loaded.
No, there's two weight classes. I think there's 47 and
Right, but Bindi's part of 52.
Sydney was 52.
Yeah. So how is that a Canadian attempt and this isn't?
Yeah, they had to put it on the card, and that's how we entered. So I don't think it was.
Okay, so Stephanie is going for 80 kilos, which is 2.5 kilos heavier than Bindi. So
Emily's Zerlinda,
that is a good lift.
bar loader for Emily,
Guys,
80
we just
kilos,
want to know because we just
platform 2.
commentated that the last lift was a Canadian record attempt. So
Monika
is this
Depp,
a
third
Canadian record
attempt.
attempt? It wasn't?
This is the last of the 8 flight
Okay,
lifts.
so
We'll
what
move
weight
into the
class
B
is
flight
India?
lifts immediately.
What weight class is
Monika
India?
Depp, 85 kilos, representing Ontario, in the up to 52 kilo class.
So Bindi did not go for a record. Okay, my correction, my apologies. So Bindi actually was not a Canadian record attempt. That was Simone. Now going on to Monika Depp, She is doing her third attempt at 85 kilos. Unfortunately, she did not get it for two reasons. One, downward movement of the bar, and second, it was she may have lifted her butt or feet. Unfortunately, from our angle, we cannot tell. But she did get two yellow infractions and one blue infraction. Now on to Flight B. Tiffany will be the first one to kick us off in Flight B for the first bench for 55 kilos. You will notice she does need blocks. The purpose of the blocks is if you're not the tallest lifter, it gives you an opportunity for proper setup. Aracel, you bench with blocks, correct?
I do.
And you have a strong setup.
It helps. And that's obviously specifically for the leg drive.
100%.
All right, Marlo's better now, Felicia. Marlo.
The bar is loaded.
Okay, bar is loaded for Tiffany, who's representing Saskatchewan today. And that is a good lift.
Coming up, we have Cassandra Werth, and then she's coming in with her first bench at 60 kilos. That is, again, 132 pounds. She hails from Quebec.
60 kilos on one for Quebec's Cassandra Werth.
She's looking for a shout out to her, I assume her local gym, Mofo Barbell Club. Wants to say hi to her mom, Monique, and her dad, Ross, and wants to thank you all for supporting her.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please. 60 kilos once again.
Alyssa, for those of you, for that people at home, can you give some insight on how the judge waits or when the command is ready for?
So if you're just tuning in order for the athlete to get the start command, there are three commands in the bench press. Start, press, and rack. In order for them to get a start command, their feet need to be planted on the floor, butt and head need to be planted on the bench, and their arms need to be locked out with the weight in their hand. In order for them to get the press command, they need to lower the bar to their chest. The bar needs to be motionless. Once it's motionless, they then will get the press command. In order for them to get the rack command, the bar needs to be pressed out in straight fluid motion, no downward movement. Arms locked out. Once it is locked out, they will then get the press command. The rack command. Right now we have Vicki Bowie on bench. Hometown girl going for 60 kilos on her bench. It's at least something to talk about. Yeah. The girl yesterday was so awkward. I had nothing to talk to her about. Mind you, that didn't help the fact that I couldn't remember her name. And judges say, lift is good.
That was a smooth bench press for Vicki. Coming up next, we have Janelle Vandenbosch, also from Manitoba, MPA. Her first bench, she's also going for 60 kilos. That is 132.28 pounds.
We got to drop the weight now. Third and final bench press attempts on platform 2 for the 60 kilo open women. Go right back down 60 kilos for Catherine and Cassie from Ontario.
Platform 1 has Janelle Vandenbosch, Manitoba, 60 kilos. The bar is loaded.
Training weight, Janelle. And we were just talking about setup earlier. Janelle is one of those athletes that like to set up her feet first, then set up her trap second. And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please. 70 kilos on platform 1 now.
Emma is next with a bench opener of 70 kilos. That's 154.32 pounds.
Emma's coming in from Toronto, and she is looking to say thank you to her husband, David, for supporting her today.
Bar is loaded.
Next lifter, Janelle Vandross from Ontario, 72.5 kilos, her third and final bench press attempt. Just shy of 160 pounds for Janelle. Bar loaded for Daria.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please. 70 kilos now for Jordana.
Up next, we have Jordana Tessa Maya coming in with her first bench at 70 kilos. That's 154.32 pounds. She's also from Ontario.
For Alexa. Bar loaded for Alexa. Just shy of 160 pounds for Alexa.
And that is a good lift.
On 1. Loaders, please. 80 kilos now.
Nicola is up now with a bench of about 80 kilos.
And that was a good lift.
Nicole Nicola.
Next lifter, 75 kilos, Elizabeth Rendon from BC. 165 pound third bench press attempt for Elizabeth.
Pavilion 80, the bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Elizabeth.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please.
Now we're on to our second rounds of bench for this flight.
7.5 kilos on the bench.
Tiffany is going up 2.5 kilos from her first attempt. She is going to attempt 57.5 kilograms for her second attempt.
Just want to give a shout out to the boys next to us. The Apex Elite is a local company, apparel company.
They also offer training and programming as well. Along with our other sponsors for this competition, we do have A7, Inner Strength Products, SBD, Canada Apparel, Strong Arm Sports, Athletic and Home Style. Love your sport, love your home. And we do have Val Hoarding as well. And a huge shout out to Alico, where their racks bars and plates are being used on both our platforms for the entire of this week. Unfortunately, Tiffany did not get that lift due to incomplete lift. She will receive a yellow infraction.
80 kilos, 176 pounds, third final bench press attempt.
65 kilos, 65 kilos. Deuxième essai, second attempt of Cassandra Werth, de Quebec.
Cassandra's up next with her second bench at 65 kilos, which is 140.30 pounds. She's coming in from Quebec. Again, this is her first nationals, and she's doing a phenomenal job.
82.5 kilos from Kirsty. 181 pounds. Bars loaded, platform 2 for Kirsty.
Worth, accepted.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please. 65 kilos.
All right, coming up, we have hometown Vicki Bowie coming in for her second bench at 65 kilos. That's 143.30 pounds.
Lift is good. Next lifter.
Bowie, bars loaded.
82.5 kilos, same weight.
Now we were just talking about Apex Elite. Vicki is one of their athletes, and she is coached by Thea. Thea.
Again, Apex Elite is a sponsor here for CPU Nationals 2020.
Vicki is attempting a 65 kilo bench. And that is a good lift for Vicki.
3 white lights for Vicki. Coming up next, again, Janelle Vandenbosch. For her second bench, she's doing 65 kilos, 143.30 pounds.
Janelle Vandenbosch. Janelle Vandenbosch, Manitoba, 65 kilos, second attempt. The bar is loaded on 1.
Bar loaded, platform 2 for Allison.
Now Janelle does train out of Brickhouse Gym, and she is part of Brickhouse Barbell Club.
She's also trained by her boyfriend, Devin Lafreniere. You can call them a power couple, if you will.
Very much so, yes.
All right, good effort. Next lifter. Emily Zerlinden from Ontario, 87.5 kilos.
And that is a good lift.
Vandenbosch lift is successful.
All right, coming up, we have Emma Silverman on her second bench, 72.5 kilos, 159.83 pounds. Again, representing from Ontario. I'm just going to throw this out there that Emma shares the same hobbies and interests as me, powerlifting and eating.
Pretty sure she shares similar hobbies with many athletes here this week.
Very true, very true.
95 kilos for Alicia. 209.44 pound bench press for Alicia on the third bench press attempt. Bar is loaded for Alicia.
Unfortunately, that was a no lift. She received a yellow infraction for an incomplete lift.
More weight. 75 kilos now.
Coming up, we have Jordana's Tessa Maya. On her second bench, she's going for 75 kilos at 165.35 pounds. Again, representing from Ontario.
Tessa with the bars loaded.
And that's good lift, Lucia. Next lifter, 97.5 kilos for Leia. 97.5 kilos. 200, just shy of 250 pounds. Bars loaded, platform 2 for Leia.
That looks smooth from where we were sitting, but judges say it is a good lift.
Loaders, please.
Coming up, we have Nicola on bench. She's coming in with 85 kilos on her second, which is 187.39 pounds, also representing from Ontario. Just want to give another shout out to some of the sponsors. We're Crocus Tattoo Studio, which is a local tattoo studio from Winnipeg. And we also have Vol Harding. They have supplied us with some of the training equipment for the athletes in the back here.
Absolutely. They supplied us with 2 warm-up racks. Our warm-up room currently is consisted of equipment from Val Harding, Manitoba Powerlifting Association, Brickhouse Gym, Stronghold Titan, Daniel Mondor.
I also believe the Stins brought theirs.
100%. Actually, it is Ray and Ryan Stin, the owners of Inner Strength, who racks were actually using on the platforms. And that was a good lift for Nicola. Now we have Stephanie up. We are now into the last round of benches, where, again, this is where we can see some battles going on as well.
Tiffany Bolingbroke.
Tiffany is going to try and redo her second attempt.
This is her final attempt at the bench.
I believe her last attempt, the reason she didn't get it was due to downward motion along with 2 yellow card infractions as well.
Bars loaded.
Unfortunately, from our vantage point, we don't know what the 2 yellow card infractions were for, but she has this third attempt. Let's see her get it. We're all rooting for you, Tiffany.
Wow, that was a great bench. Good lift. All right. 20-minute break. We'll come back, platform 2 for the deadlifts. It's going to be exciting. See you in 20 minutes.
Unfortunately, she did not get it due to incomplete lift. Therefore, she received a yellow infraction. But it's okay, Tiffany. You got one, so you're still in the competition. Cassandra's up now with her third attempt at 67.5, going up 2.5 kilos from her second attempt.
Again, I just want to give a shout out to the spotters and loaders here on the platform. They're doing a great job considering they're standing there and making sure that everybody is safe. And they're currently wearing Maverick Performance Systems, which is our sponsor for today.
And that is a good lift for Cassandra. Now we're on to Vicki Bowie, who's going to attempt the same weight at 67.5 kilos.
Vicki Bowie, 67.5 kilos, third attempt. Bars loaded.
Unfortunately, Vicki did not get it, but she did get 2 out of her 3 bench.
Floaters, please. 70 kilos.
Coming up, we have Janelle Vandenbosch. She's coming in with her third bench at 70 kilos, which is 154.32 pounds.
The bar is loaded.
Now, just a reminder, between bench and deadlift, we will have a 10-minute break. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards for Janelle to get that today. She received but she has great sportsmanship. She is smiling off the platform and she is ready to hit her deads. On now is Emma with 72.5 kilos.
She's lifting up to 57 kilo class. The bar is loaded.
Unfortunately, wasn't in the cards for Emma either. She received a yellow infraction across the board due to incomplete lift.
Floaters, please. 77.5 kilos.
Our second last bencher is Jordana's with a 77.5 kilo bench. And again, this is our second last bench of this session. Between bench and deadlift, we will have a 10-minute break.
The bar is loaded. Tessa Maya.
You'll also notice that Jordana has her hair tied up. The purpose of that is so the head ref can see if her head is lifting up from the elected position. And that is a good lift.
Tessa Maya. Floaters, please.
So last on the platform is Nicola coming in with her third bench at 87.5 kilos. That's 192.90 pounds from Team Ontario.
87.5 kilos, third attempt. The bar is loaded.
Here we go, Nicole. This is yours. You got this. Big lift. Big night. Start.
Unfortunately, Nicola did not get her
No
bench. It is yellow cards across the board. Now we are getting...
The deadlift is 10 minutes away.
Guys, set the timer, set the timer, set the timer. We are doing a 10-minute break between bench and dead. We will see you in 10 minutes.
Maverick Performance Systems, MPS. We'll be back in 10 minutes' time.
Joy! Thank you.
1 minute remaining for changes to the first attempt on platform 1. Platform 1, 1 minute remaining for changes to first attempt. Scorekeepers to platform 1. Scorekeepers to platform 1, please. No more changes to openers on platform 1. No more changes to openers on platform 1. Loaders on 1, 135 kilos on the bar, please. 135. Jeff Bott, please, to the platform.
And we are back. We are now setting up for our deadlifts for our final portion of this session. First up, we have Trisha Barbero with an opener of 130 kilos on the bar.
The first athlete on platform 1, Trisha Barbero, Ontario, 135 kilos.
We got 2.5 minutes before the start. No more change to your openers. Platform 2. This is going to be a quick flight. Lots of excitement. Our first lift is going to be Daria.
The bar is loaded.
In about 2 minutes.
Now, some athletes pull sumo, some pull conventional. The difference is conventional is a glute dominant movement versus sumo, which is a quad hamstring dominant movement. Now, in order for the athlete to get the down command, they need to be fully erected and knees locked out, shoulders back, hips through. That was a good lift. Now, the athlete must return the bar to the platform in a controlled manner. They cannot drop the bar. They drop the bar, that is a yellow infraction. And any downward movement of the bar or any ramping or hitching, in other words, supporting the bar on your thigh to aid in the lift, will be a blue infraction. Failure to lock out on your deadlift is a red infraction.
Coming up, we have Wendy Mehta coming in with her first dead at 137.5 kilos, which is 303.14 pounds from Team Ontario.
And that is a good lift.
Coming back to the preferences of the deadlift, Amanda, what's your preference? Are you a conventional lifter or are you a sumo?
I'm glad you asked that. It actually depends if I'm doing raw or equipped. If I'm because I find it easier in a suit to pull from a sumo position, I wear a squat suit, so I will pull from a sumo position. But if I'm doing a raw deadlift, which is no equipment, just a belt, no suit, it will be conventional.
All right, that was Nidhi Vashi with her first deadlift, and
that was a good
three
Good
white
lift.
lights.
Vashi at 140. We need 142.5. Loaders on one.
We got Simone Lai coming in for her first deadlift at 142.5 kilos. That's 314.16 pounds. And she's going with a conventional lift. And that was a good lift. 3 white lights. Coming up, we have Sangeetha on for her first deadlift. She is doing 162.5 kilos. That's 358.25 pounds. She is also from Team Ontario. This is the flight that is stacked with Team Ontario.
162.5 kilos.
And for Sangeetha, that was 3 white lights. That's a good lift. We have Stephanie Keene coming up with her first dead at 170 kilos. That's 374 pounds. Hailing from Newfoundland, her and Monika Depp are currently neck and neck. We're looking for a big fight, and the deadlift could be the lift that creates that disparity between them.
Attempt number 1 in the deadlift, representing Newfoundland and Labrador. The bar is loaded.
Again, here comes Stephanie Keene.
Stephanie's doing 170 kilo deadlift opener, and she is a sumo deadlift. And that is a good lift for Stephanie. Next up, we have Monika Depp, who is starting her open deadlift at 175 kilos. Now, if Monika gets this deadlift, the great thing about this is that means all of our competitors in Flight A, majority, excuse me, of our competitors have received a total.
Ontario, the bar is loaded.
You'll notice a white substance on the legs of our lifters. That is talc powder. The purpose of that is so the bar can smoothly glide up their legs. And they are expected to wear knee-high socks as well.
Dips lift is a good lift.
Now here we on to attempt 2 of our Flight A.
142.5 kilos for Trisha Barbero.
We have Trisha Barberos coming up with her second deadlift at 142.5 kilos. That's 314.16 pounds. Again, from Team Ontario. So currently what we're looking at is that Jen Cruz is wiping the bar down just to get rid of a little bit of that shock and for better grip. Those Alico bars are phenomenally grippy.
100%. The knurling is deep. Not quite as deep as a Texas bar, but it takes a lot.
Yeah. I found it very sticky, and I enjoyed pulling on that bar yesterday.
Fantastic. That was a no lift due to a blue infraction, and it was due to downward movement.
147.5 kilos on platform 1. Wendy Mehta, Ontario.
Can you see it? Yeah. I moved my chair back so I can see it.
Nice easy over friendly. That was a good lift. Next lift.
I think they needed a place with the rack, and that's why they put it there.
Mehta
They needed a
bar
place
is
with the
loaded.
rack. Yeah. That's why they put it there. Our next lifter is Bindi doing a 147.5 kilo deadlift on her second attempt. This is this is 5 kilos heavier than her first attempt.
Unfortunately, that was not a good lift. That's 3 red lights.
The yellow card infraction, which could mean several things. She could have missed the down command. It could have been an incomplete lift. I don't believe she broke it from the ground. Is that correct?
She did.
She did?
Yep.
Did she lock it out? No, unfortunately, so it was an incomplete lift, hence the yellow infraction. Our next lifter is Nidhi Vashi, doing her second attempt deadlift at 150 kilos. That was a good lift.
Loaders, please. 150 kilos again.
Do you want to comment on the lift? I'll comment if it's good or bad. Because I'm like, I can't see anything. All I see is butts.
Lifting the 47 kilo class.
Perfect. I'll do that. You do that.
Lai, deadlift number 2.
Did you already follow? No. Okay.
We have Simone coming up with her second deadlift of the day, and that's 150 kilos. That's 330.69 pounds for Women's Raw Open at 47.
And that was a good lift for Simone.
150 kilos.
That bar path was
Loaders,
perfect.
Fantastic.
2.5 kilos on platform 1.
And our next lifter is Stephanie Keene with a opener of 172.5 kilos. That's 380.30 pounds. Now, maybe remind everyone watching this at home, she is in the Women's Raw Open 52 weight class. That is wild.
Keene, the bar is loaded.
Again, I just want to mention that Stephanie is wearing all SBD pretty much from head to toe. Singlet, shirt, socks, and belt.
SPD Canada is one of our sponsors. And that is a good lift.
Voters, please. We're going to start 170.
Coming up, we have Sangeetha with her second deadlift at 172.5 kilos. That is 380.30 pounds. Again, another strong competitor for Team Ontario.
And that is a good lift for Sangeetha.
That was a phenomenal fight from Sangeetha.
Now we have Monika Depp, excuse me, who's doing her second attempt at 177.5 kilos.
All wins on the board. We move the weight back down for second deadlift attempts. 155 now. Sorry, no, 152.5 for Elizabeth Ranjone from EC. 152.5.
Monika Depp, Ontario, 177.5 kilos. In the women's up to 52 kilo class, a Canadian record attempt.
Monika Depp is attempting a Canadian record attempt. For a total. This is a Canadian record attempt for a total if she gets this. And that is a good lift. Congratulations, Monika, on your new Canadian record for total.
We need 145 kilos on platform 1 for round 3.
And we're back at the top of the list with Trisha Barbero. She's going in for her third deadlift at 145 kilos. That's 319.67 pounds.
Now, if she is successful, she will stay in 5th place. The third deadlifts, this is where the real battles begin, because these athletes, their coaches can submit second and third attempt changes to try and play the game, the number game, to try and get their athlete a place on that podium. And remember, if an athlete places first at the national competition, they are guaranteed a spot on the world team. Not an alternative spot, an actual spot.
Trisha Barbero, the bar is loaded.
Trisha Barbero pulling sumo on her third deadlift. That looked like a solid lockout.
And that is a good lift.
Great job, Trisha Barbero.
147.5 kilos.
Coming up, we have Wendy Mehta coming in with her third deadlift at 147.5 kilos at 325.18 pounds, hailing from Ontario. If she's successful with this lift, she will stay in 4th place for the Open 52 Women's Raw.
Ontario in the up to 52 kilo class.
While we got some time, I just want to say a shout out to the City of Winnipeg and Winnipeg Tourism. They are also sponsors of our CPU Nationals 2020 event.
Unfortunately, it wasn't in the cards for Wendy to get that today. She did receive a yellow infraction across the board for incomplete lift.
155 kilos. Simone Lai on platform 1.
Simone Lai coming in with her third deadlift of the day, third and final deadlift. That is 155 kilos. That's 341.72 pounds. She's hailing from Ontario, and if she's successful with this lift, she will stay in first place for Women's Raw Open 47 weight class. I'm just going to note, Amanda, she has the same setup right before her lift where she faces away from the crowd.
Absolutely.
Same as mine. It's a preference.
And honestly, I think there are lifters who do prefer that, just so it doesn't psych them out. And that was a good lift.
Great job, Simone.
Loaders, please. More weight. 160.
Coming up, we have Niti Vashi on her third and final deadlift of the day. She's had a solid day. She'll be going 9 for 9 if she makes this one, and she's going in for a Canadian record attempt. If she's successful, she's going to place second in this category. Her deadlift at 160.5 kilos at 353.84 pounds.
And if she is successful with this lift, she will stay in second place.
The bar is loaded.
And that is a good lift.
Great job, Niti Vashi. What a phenomenal day, going 9 for 9. We got Stephanie Keene coming up on her third and final deadlift at 180 kilos.
Now,
that's 396.83 pounds.
Actually, Aracel, there has been an attempt change for Stephanie Keene.
Oh,
yeah, this is where the battle begins. So, loaders, we are doing up to 177.5 kilos on the bar for Stephanie.
Amanda, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Big fight.
177.5 kilos. Stephanie Keene, Newfoundland and Labrador. This will put her in first position from second place.
If Stephanie is successful, it will move her from second place to first place.
The bar is loaded.
Come on, Stephanie.
And that is a good lift.
Phenomenal day for Stephanie Keene. That is exactly the type of competitor.
No kidding. And that's some quality coaching right there.
Absolutely.
Now,
182.5 kilos.
for who? Guys, it should be Monika.
The bar is ready. Monika Depp will be the athlete.
Okay, so if you're watching this at home, we're assuming not everyone has access to Lift and Cast, but although it says Sangeeta on the board, it is supposed to be Monika Depp. Monika did put in a change for this. Now, this is a world record attempt right now. Now, here's where the battle begins. If Monika is successful at 182.5 kilo deadlift here, it will actually push her into first place. Now, this is an unofficial world record attempt. Note, only world records can be broken at Worlds or Commonwealth. And that is a good lift.
Wow, Monika Depp. What an incredible deadlift on her last and final one.
And now we have Sangeeta doing the last deadlift within this flight. If she is successful with this, she will successfully stay in third place.
The bar is loaded.
She is the final athlete in this flight. Unfortunately, she did get the down command from our head ref. Looks like she had a bit of okay, our athlete's good. She did a heck of a fight, and she is a good sportsman.
She is getting such a great response with that last lift from the crowd. Everybody clapping and cheering her on.
Now going on to Flight B, we have Janelle Vandenbosch kicking us off with a 120-kilo deadlift.
Flight B begins with Manitoba's Janelle Vandenbosch, 120 kilos in the 57-kilo category.
We have one. Same weight for Leah. Same weight, 180 for Leah. Bars loaded for Leah. Bars loaded.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Janelle.
All right, good effort. She'll be back for her third. Final attempt, second deadlift, platform 2 for the 62-kilo open win. We have Teresa Parsons, 187.5 for Teresa.
And that was an easy lift for Janelle.
Good lift, Vandenbosch.
It is a good lift.
Floaters, please. 130 kilos now. 130.
Our second athlete up in this flight is Tiffany with an opener deadlift of 130 kilos.
Number 1 in the deadlift for Tiffany Bolingbroke.
Bars down for Teresa, 187.5 kilos. First deadlift attempt. 413 pounds.
The bar is loaded.
Nice opening attempt, good lift for Teresa. All right. Let's bring the weight right back down. 155 kilos now.
Good lift.
And that is a good lift for Tiffany.
Please. 150.
Coming up, we have Vicki Bowie coming in with her deadlift, first deadlift at 152.5 kilos. That's 336.20 pounds. She is a local Manitoban MPA lifter.
Bars loaded, platform 2 for Elizabeth, 155.
The bar is loaded. Bowie, Manitoba.
Vicki setting up with a sumo lift. That was easy.
Good lift from
And that was a good lift for Vicki. Our next athlete up is Emma with a deadlift opener of 155 kilos. Emma's hometown is from Toronto, and one of her goals for this contest was to submit to some personal records. And she would like to thank her husband, David, for supporting her.
Silverman. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Miriam.
And that was a good lift.
Up next, we have Cassandra Werth going in for also the same weight at 155 kilos. That's 341.725 pounds. She is a aerospace engineer for the Canadian Armed Forces coming in from Quebec.
The bar is chargé. The bar is loaded.
I just want to note that she's also wearing A7 deadlift shoes. And A7 is one of our sponsors for today.
And that was a good lift for Cassandra. Our next athlete we have up is Jordana with a 165.5 kilo deadlift.
167.5 kilos, deadlift number 1 for Ontario's Jordana, Tessa Maya.
And again, we'd like to thank our session sponsor, Maverick Performance Systems. They have supplied the lovely shirts our spotters and loaders and our announcer are wearing for this session.
Bars loaded for Catherine.
And that was a good lift.
Same weight, please. 167.5 kilos.
Up next, we have Nicola with her first deadlift of 167.5 kilos. That is 369 pounds from Team Ontario.
Pavilion ED, the bar is loaded.
And that is a good lift. Congratulations to all our women in Flight B. You have now all obtained a total. Now we're on to round 2 of the deadlifts. Janelle Vandenbosch is now going to do her second attempt with 130 kilos on the bar.
She pulls this, she moves up 2 spots to 7. So lifters are looking to move up as high as possible. She pulls it, she moves from 9 to 7.
130 kilos on the bar. Manitoba, Janelle Vandenbosch.
Bars loaded for Kirsty.
Platform 1. The bar is loaded on 1.
Oh, good effort, good effort. All right, next lifter. Next lifter, Alexis Mertz from Alberta, 175.
That was a solid pull from Janelle.
And that was a good lift.
Loaders, please.
Our next athlete is Tiffany with a second attempt of 137.5 kilos. Tiffany is our lone Saskatchewan lifter in this flight. In this session, I think, actually.
Tiffany
Absolutely.
Bolingbroke,
Yep.
Saskatchewan. Second attempt, 137.5 kilos.
And the bar is loaded for Alexa.
The bar is loaded.
And that is a good lift.
Loaders, please. 160 kilos.
Coming up, we have Vicki with her second deadlift of 160 kilos. That's 352.74 pounds. She is a local MPA lifter.
Vicki Bowie, Manitoba.
Lisa Young, 180 kilos. Lisa's sitting in second place. She pulls this, she stays in second place.
Bowie, the bar is loaded.
Vicki is attempting a 160 kilo deadlift here. That is a 352.74 pound deadlift. Vicki is a sumo deadlifter as well.
All right, bar is lower with Lisa. Come on.
And that is a good lift for Vicki.
Loaders, please. 100.
Next up, we have Emma Silverman with a second deadlift of 165 kilos. That's 363.76 pounds from Team Ontario.
Bar is loaded on one.
Same weight, next lifter. Leah. Leah is now sitting third. She pulls this, she stays in third. Looking to stay on the board, so she wants to get this. And Jordana is loaded for Leah.
And that was a good lift for Emma, and that was a majority decision. She did receive one red light infraction, and for the red card, it is because she did not lock out.
5 kilos from Quebec.
And in order to be considered a proper lockout, shoulders need to be back, hips through, and knees locked out. Our next lifter is Cassandra with 165 kilos. And she is our lone Quebec lifter in this flight and session.
Shannon is currently sitting in fourth place. She pulls this, she moves to third place. So she's pulling for a bronze medal. So she wants to get this to get herself in third place.
And that is a good lift for Cassandra.
202 pounds.
Loaders, please. 175 kilos now.
Bar is loaded. Shannon is pulling to get on.
Coming up next, we have Nicola coming in.
175 kilos. Nicola Pavilion.
Up next, we do have Nicola with a deadlift of 175 kilos.
Pavilion 175 kilos.
Oh, good effort, good effort.
The bar is loaded.
All right. Shannon ends up on fourth place. Good effort, Ellen. All right. Emily's Herlinda now, 182.5. Emily's looking to move from 6 to 4, 2 spots. So Emily, 182.5, looking to move up 2 spots from 6 to 4.
80. Loaders, please.
All right, so it looks like we have a
177.5 kilos.
That was a good lift for Nicola. Jordana is our next lifter at 177.5 kilos on her second attempt deadlift.
177.5 kilos. Jordana's Tessa Maya, Ontario. The bar is loaded.
Going for a medal.
Now, just a reminder to everyone watching at home, she is in the Women's Raw Open 57 weight class,
Third place.
which means she needs to weigh between 47.1 kilos and 57 kilos. This is 391.32 pounds. And that is a good lift.
Wow.
Loaders, please, on platform 1.
Okay, leading back into third and final deadlift of the day for this weight class is Tiffany with a 147 kgs. That's 308.65 pounds. She is representing from Saskatchewan, sorry.
And the great thing is, round 3 of deadlifts, not only is this the final lift of this session, but it is also known as the battle round, because this is where athletes and their coaches try and battle it out to see who can get placed on that podium. And all our nice hardware is sponsored by Athletic Homestyles. Love your sport, love your decor. And that was a good lift for Tiffany. Our next athlete is Janelle Vandenbosch with the same weight, 140 kilos. If Janelle is successful, this will maintain her 6th place standing.
Loaders on 1.
Janelle, who has taken a little bit of a break between competing, she has come back stronger than ever.
Absolutely. And maybe remind people watching at home, in order to get the road to nationals is not an easy road. In our province specifically, you need to compete volunteer or rapid provincials. Then you need to get qualified for regionals, complete a regionals, complete the qualifying totals for the nationals, which, by the way, were increased last year. So the fact that she still took time off and qualified for this nationals is a testament to what type of athlete she is. And that is a good lift.
Janelle, you've had a phenomenal day.
All right, Vicki Bowie is coming in with a 167.5 kilo deadlift. Now, if Vicki is successful at this, she will maintain a 5th place. Now, you will know, if you were wondering at home why the bar is being cleaned in between each lift during the thirds, the reason for that is to ensure that there's no baby powder, no chalk in the knurlings, so each lifter gets the best fair advantage.
Bowie, the bar is loaded.
Vicki is coached by one of the Apex Elite coaches as well, who is a sponsor for this competition. They do training and they do programming and they also do apparel as well. And judges say lift is good.
Phenomenal day for Vicki today. What a representative of Manitoba, MPA.
And our next athlete up is Cassandra with a 170 kilo deadlift. If Cassandra is successful in this lift, she will stay in third place for the competition, thus hitting that podium.
Come on, Cassandra, you got this. She's pulling conventional. One of the only ones in this flight actually doing that.
Worth's lift is a...
Unfortunately, it was not a lift, and she kind of got a bit of a rainbow. Failure to lock out, downward movement on her bar, and she did receive a yellow infraction, but the yellow infraction, there are several things that they can get a card for. Unfortunately, from our vantage point, I do not see that, but I did see the downward movement as well. And speaking from a national referee standpoint, and even just as a CPU member, I do trust our referee's judgment on call on that. And again, shout out to our officials, Jeff Butt, Matthew Bowen, who are both sitting on our side referees, head referee Vicki Taylor-Hood, and our technical controller, Eileen Bishop.
I just want to note that it's Maddie Bowen's birthday as well.
It is.
So
He's
happy
also
birthday.
our meet director.
We have Emma coming up with her third and final deadlift at 175 kilos. That is 385.81 pounds. If she is successful, she's going to place fourth. She's going to stand too.
Unfortunately, she did not get it due to incomplete lift and downward movement.
180 kilos. 180, please.
Now heading into our second last deadlift of this session, and actually second last lift of this session, is Nicola with a 180 kilo
180 kilos, third
deadlift. And if she is successful at this, she will maintain first place.
The bar is loaded. Pavilion Edie.
I just want to also note that this is triple her body weight at this point. More than triple her body weight.
That is absolutely wild.
Wow, Nicola.
Good lift.
And that is a good lift.
Strong deadlift, final deadlift. We have Jordana's Tessa Maya coming in with her third and final deadlift at 190 kilos. That is 418.88 pounds. If she is successful in this pull, she will be staying in second place.
If successful, she's in second place and will have gone 9 for 9. Jordana's Tessa Maya, Ontario.
This is our final lift of this session.
The bar is loaded.
Jordana, our final lifter of the day. She's going to be trying this 190 kilos. Strong setup.
unfortunately wasn't in the cards for her today. She did receive 2 yellow infractions and 1 blue card infraction. However, that does conclude our session 2. We will be back at 4 o'clock for session 3.
Matt Goldsmith to the jury table, please. Matt Goldsmith to the jury table.